I believe you are excited about today's message. Today we are going to be sharing something that is deeper and very, very, very reflective. Today we are going to talk about the attributes of God. The attributes of God. What makes him God? Whenever we talk about attributes, we mean those very characteristics that make you what you are. Let's say if you have a team and you want to describe each and every one according to what they are. Let's say you are having John and you're having Isaac and you're also having Adam, and you want to describe them according to their personalities, according to how they act and how they always carry themselves in their daily lives. So you can say John is humble, or you can say John is jolly, and Isaac is a sad man always. You can describe them according to what they are always. So that is the same way God also has his character. He has his nature, but we term that as the attributes of God. The moment you know the attributes of God, then you will deal with God according to how you know him. The depth of what you know about God is how you will respond, is how your faith will respond towards God. Let's say if you know God as a healer, you always respond to God as a healer. So God has many characteristics that make him unique and make him who he is, that make him the majesty he is. And today we are going to be seeing the attributes of God, what he really is, what is his nature like. Is he like any one of us? Is he like your father? Yes. So there are many attributes of God, many of them in number, but we will have those that are very distinct, and we'll just share a few of them. And to begin with, I'm going to share those that are unique to God, which we term as those that are incommunicable to anyone else. It is only him. And there are also another set of attributes that are communicable to man and God, those that he shares between him and us. So God has those that are communicable and those that are uncommunicable. To begin with, we want to begin with those that are uncommunicable. He shares them alone, specific about him. God is eternal. His nature is eternal. He does not have beginning and he does not have any end. He is infinite. However much we are, we live, but we one day die. But for God, he does not die. He is not anywhere that he began from this day, and he will end this day. However much our life has a beginning. That's why we celebrate our birthdays. But with God, he does not have a birthday. That's why you don't remember him anywhere saying that the birthday of God is this. Even when we celebrate Christmas, we tend to celebrate the day when Jesus was born on earth. So God does not have a birthday. He does not have any beginning and he does not have any end. So he is eternal. That makes him unique and supreme because of the eternal nature of God. And God is unchangeable. He is never changing. Even when we change, he does not change. Can you imagine a God who will promise and he will fulfill that? What he says is what he will stick to. He's not like any man. I know you have friends who were too closer, who were too clinging onto you every day. They were too closer to you, but they changed at one time. Some people change once they have more money. They will change. They will change the way they used to behave. They change the way they used to dress, but our God does not change. He is unchangeable. He does not change at any single day. I know many people always say God changes his thought, but he does not. People will quote many scriptures. They say, you know what? Moses at one time, he pleaded with God and God changed his way. He was going to punish the Israelites in the desert. But when Moses pleaded with him not to destroy them, he changed. That is something else in another context. God did not change, but it was the situation that changed. In many times, even when we read about the story of the people in Nineveh, those people who were living there, when God was going to show his wrath unto them, and they changed when they had the word they changed their ways. So it was the situation that changed, and God responded to it. And other people always say, God can change. Once you pray to him, he changes. No, he has said that once you pray, he will be doing that. It was already set according to his purpose. So God is unchangeable. He does not change. And another attribute that is more important to us to know is God is omnipresent. He can be in all places at a single day, at a single hour. You know, I at times want to be in the USA, and I want to be in Uganda, and I want to be elsewhere, but I cannot be there. But God is everywhere. God is everywhere at the same time. So he is omnipresent. I want you to note, Jesus said while he lived on earth, he was living only in Jerusalem. So he says, it is worthy for me to go back so that I may send you the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit. This meant that Christ had to go back to heaven so that he might send the Holy Spirit, his Spirit, to be everywhere at the same time, same hour, same minute. So God is everywhere, wherever you are. Whether you are happy, celebrating, God is there. Whether you are soulful, God is there. Everywhere. You cannot hide away from him. That says the psalmist. He says, where will I hide, oh God? If I go to the depth of the sea, you are there. When I hide, I climb up in heaven, you are also there. And on earth, you are there. So God is everywhere. He is omnipresent. It can never be that you feel like he's away from you, that you feel like he is too late to save you. He is every time there, watching whatever step that goes on with your life. So God is omnipresent. You need to trust him at a level of knowing that he is omnipresent. Then God is all-knowing. He knows everything. Whatever transpires, he knows it. Even when we don't know, he knows it. He knows the end, yet we are at the beginning. So he can know that once this something begins from here, it will end here. That says the Bible that he knew us before we were created, even in our mother's womb. At the start of creation, he knew that we will at one time be on earth. He knew it. He intends to know the beginning from the end. So the end from the beginning, all way, he knows it all the way he wants to do it, because he is all-knowing. And I also want you to know that God is independent. He is independent. He does not depend on any man. He does not desire any man to help him do anything. Look at the story of creation in Genesis. God just chose to do things the way he wanted, so he can do whatever he wants. That says the Bible that nothing was created that is made on earth without him. So everything was made through him. It was made into existence by him. So he does not need any creation to help him do his work. God is very independent. That shows his primacy. So you can trust him. You can trust him that he will do whatever you want him to do without asking your neighbor, without asking even your enemies, without asking those relatives that don't treasure you, those relatives that don't see anything in you, without asking your friends. God is very independent. Then there are those attributes that he shares with us. The attributes that God shares with us, we have God is love. Yeah, God is love. So because he's having love, he can love everyone. He can love abundantly. He's not only a loving God, but he is love himself. But he is interested in sharing this love with us. The moment he shares this love with us, we are able also to show love to our neighbors. That says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Your neighbor is your relative, your closest friend. You show them love every day. So I ask of you to know God as a loving God, as God of love. And God also is a merciful God, and he shares this mercy with us because God has lavished us, because he has forgiven us sins. It means we can also forgive other people. This was the single reason as to why Christ had to come onto earth again. He came to earth because he wanted to show us the way we should live. Whatever Christ did when he was 100% man, we can also do. When he could have mercy unto people, he could forgive sins of people. The moment he could have mercy unto people, he could heal their diseases. He could have compassion unto people and could change their situations. So we can also have mercy unto people and forgive them. We can have mercy unto people and we do good things about their situations. Apart from just praying for them, we can exchange what we have to give them joy. We exchange their soulful states to provide joy in whatever they are going through. God is also a just God. He shows justice. He is capable to do justice to everyone. He shows justice to the poor. He shows justice to the widows. So we are also sharing that attribute with God because he enables us to receive this. So I ask of you today, may you start to see God in all his abilities. He is a God who is almighty. He is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ever imagine, all think of. Whatever you could ever ask of, he is above that. So I ask of you, start trusting God according to the measure of his abilities, not according to the measure of what you think him to be. I ask of you today, think about God according to his attributes. We said he is all-powerful, so you can trust him to do whatever you trust him to do. May God bless you as you start trusting God for the better of your life. We love you.